Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Sunday, the 30th of November 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Alright, here we go. So we're just going to go through some posts that are on my feed, not really too many. And then we'll have a look at the figures as per usual. And one of the figures that I've got to draw your attention to is this. Look at what has just happened there. This is the exchange's reserves, and as I was trying to say before, this doesn't represent the market. This is literally the exchange's reserves. They hold the reserves for their own profits and to also help their customers liquidate their positions. And look at that, when they are getting rid of their reserves, which they have here, like literally dropped off a cliff, it means they don't want to be holding it because they think that they are toxic, as in toxic reserves. And look, I've never seen a dump like this before. Look at that. That is a huge amount of reserves they've just simply offloaded there. This is unprecedented. I've never seen that in all the years that I've been looking at these graphs. This is crazy. Yeah, so we'll do that. Have a look at what's going on, and we'll finish with some 365 days of Bitcoin history. Right, let's get into it.
Greg says he's Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. He's acclaiming his legacy, you'll surely see.
All right, here we go. So just a reminder. So this one that we did yesterday, I said they're shitting out over the genuine Bitcoin BSV UK to track all crypto trades starting January 1st, 2026. Exchanges must collect all. See, what is this? Exchanges must collect all UK users. I mean, what about all the other users from around the world? Oh, no. So it's just UK users. Absolutely outrageous. So this is what I'm saying. You do not trade. You purchase it on the exchange and then you get it off the exchange. You move it into a non-KYC, non-custodial wallet that no one knows who you are, so it's completely private, and then you just simply spend it. You do not trade it. Literally, when you trade it, all of your digital records are literally going to be collected by HMRC, and if you buy and sell and there's any capital gains tax, they will come after you for it, even though tax is voluntary and they've got no right to come after it for you whatsoever. The fact is, we're dealing with mafia, so they're going to. So literally what you do, you go onto an exchange, you purchase BSV, you remove it from the exchange immediately and put it into a non-KYC, non-custodial wallet. That's what you do. Keep it private so they've no, and you never ever use it to cash out back into the banking fiat system, because the moment you do that, they will be all over you. So this is an added incentive to just simply not trade. You just buy, and that's all you do. So that would be that's what I would say on that one. And look at this. I just posted. Well, I found this 10 hours ago. So the Wolf of Wall Street says here, low-income New Yorkers to receive $12,000 in USDC in Coinbase funded give directly to UBI pilot. So whatever. Here's the details. Key details of the program as described. Recipients, low-income New Yorkers, exact income threshold not specified in the tweet, but typically such programs target households below a certain percentage of their area median income, amount £12,000 per participant, $12,000, for form or payment. Paid USDC, which is USDC coin, which is a regulated stablecoin issued by Circle, a fully backed one-to-one by US dollars and short-term US Treasury securities. USDC is one of the most widely used and trusted stablecoins. Shouldn't be. Delivery method, give directly. This refers to Give Directly, a respected non-profit organization that specializes in direct cash transfers, including cryptocurrency-based transfers. How can this be not classed as money laundering by the state? It's ridiculous. To individuals in property, Give Directly has run numerous large-scale cash transfer and UBI-style experiments in Africa and the United States. Funding source, fully funded by Coinbase, really, the largest US-based cryptocurrency exchange. This is not a government-run UBI program, well, it's disguised as it. but a privately funded experiment sponsored by Coinbase. Yeah, who are in bed with the cabal, funnily enough. Likely intended both as philanthropic, as it always is, outreach, and a high-profile demonstration of how stablecoins can be used for efficient, low-friction financial aid and direct cash transfers. By using USDC on the blockchain, the transfers are fast, low-cost, transparent, and recipients receive the funds directly in a digital wallet without intermediaries taking fees. In summary, Coinbase is financing $12,000 one time, or possibly reoccurring. The tweet does not specify duration, transferring USDC to select low-income New York City residents through the established charity Give Directly. Is it franchise or something? It is a real-world UBI pilot using cryptocurrency. Again, it sounds to me like they're just trying to introduce, the CBDC slowly. They're just trying to think of how to do it. That's literally all it is. This was really funny. I'm not sure if I can play this on YouTube though, but we're all Satoshi except for Craig Wright. Oh, and God created Bitcoin. This is Max Kaiser explaining how he thought that God created gold and therefore God created Bitcoin. And people actually listen to this nut job. Absolute nut job. I'll just pause it on as we're going through, sort of every 10 seconds. Have a listen.
Why'd you make the comments you made about Craig Wright? I know in the past he's claimed that he's Satoshi and he's the one that owns the Genesis block, and I don't know whether he lost the private key or not. Why'd you say what you said about Craig Wright?
Good question. Why did you say what you said about Craig Wright?
It's well documented now, very well in numerous sources, that his claims are bogus.
Really? I don't think so, mate. Corrupt Judge said that?
He's a fool. I mean, the people in the Bitcoin community think of Craig Wright as a fool. Basically, as a fool, he has no credibility whatsoever in the Bitcoin space. He's absolutely laughed at. And in a year or two from now, you won't hear, the name will be forgotten forever.
Not quite, mate, because they're still on about it.
Who else has claimed that they're Satoshi outside of him?
Nobody.
Nobody's ever claimed.
That's right.
Interesting. Do you have any idea yourself? Is there anybody in the community when you talk to you say, you kind of have an idea how this whole thing, who it was, or no? It's still something that's unknown.
It's unknown.
Yeah, as they want it to be, but nobody else has come forward.
And it's better that it's unknown.
Tell me why.
Because if you have a known person attached to it, they become an attack vector.
An attack vector, like in the way that you're attacking Craig.
And people will attack that person, and so you don't want that.
Because that's it. Because people will do exactly what you're doing.
You want, who invented gold?
Crypto is man-made. It's slightly different. It's.
I would argue that the inspiration for Bitcoin is divine.
Yeah, all right, mate.
And that it reflects it reflects an inner divine nature of humans. So it is similar to gold in that way. If you believe that God created everything, including gold, then you would also believe that God created Bitcoin.
So you think God created Bitcoin?
Oh, brilliant. And Bitcoin Dictionary has posted this saying, Humpty Numpty sat on a wall. Humpty Numpty had a great fall. All the deg-ends and all the hodl men couldn't put BTC together again. Very, very prophetic. Very prophetic. Truth Machine has said here, this is quite an interesting one. So this is just 1 hour ago. He said, what are the chances that the rights to Andrew O'Hagan's Satoshi, aka Dr. Craig Wright's story, purchased by David Sachs, were transferred or opted out to the makers of Killing Satoshi? Sachs may have wanted to distance himself after being the crypto czar. And that was when Truth Machine said here, Nick Schenk, the writer of Killing Satoshi, previously worked as a writer for Bodog Fight, a mixed martial arts competition TV show. Calvin launched Bodog in 2000. Coincidence? So something is going on there. We'll just sort of keep an eye out. And I've just posted a few other things. Look, this is what money does here. Check this out. So Dr. Jebra Forshay says here, the son of the richest man in China is hand-fed at a Louis Vuitton cafe. Do you aspire to have this level of wealth? I mean, look at what money does here. They say money or power, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Do you honestly want to be like this? Absolute retard. I mean, like, honestly, is that masculine? Yeah, don't think so. That's what money does to you. Turns you into one of those. So let's have a quick look at the figures then. So we've got Gregcoin $91,000, B Crash 555, Fisher Price Cash UK is Bitcoin $21. $20.98 top left there. Hash rate 0.02, network nodes 0.00, transactions just 8%. 8%. Block size 44. Let's have a look at the blocks coming through. Nothing to write home about at the moment. I think something is brewing. 21,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Gregcoin. Mining a Bitcoin at a 3.2% comparable loss. Nothing to write home about there. Let's have a look at the politics in the pie charts because that's where it is. Other miners got 9% on Gregcoin. 15.9% on Bcrash. Oh, 44% on Fisher Price Cash. And CoinDart's not showing the figures there for Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the true mining figures here. Oh, QD Link taking the lead, 21.19. Mining Dutch, 21.19. Tau, 14.57. Kuv, 13.25. Gorilla Pool, 13.25. SA100, 9.93. And Tau Terranode, 6.62. All right. I haven't seen this for a while. This is the difficulty adjustment. Look at that. Look at that. Almost the highest it's ever been. The highest, literally. So another profitability is going to be collapsing for BTC miners there. That is crazy. And this is the hash rate on Bitcoin there compared to Bcrash. Bcrash going up and down. Pretty steady there for Bitcoin. Yeah, and transactions, just 41,798. Yeah, that's about right. But look at this. This is going to be the main one to look at. It is literally dropped off a cliff. I've never seen this before in my life. In all the years I've been watching Bitcoin. Yeah, watching the figures since, 2018. Look at that. Look at that drop off. That is just absolutely huge. Exchanges reserve have gone from 2,375,549 coins to 1,863,450 coins. Oof. Yeah, that's a huge drop off. A huge drop off. You're talking almost, let's have a look at that. Say 240. You're talking almost 600,000. Yeah, almost 600,000 coins gone. That's a huge amount. So we'll have a look at the market in a minute. Let's have a look at the tether weather. What's been going on here? Nothing over 24 hours. Okay, we looked at these figures the other day. Look at that. I think the cabal are just deciding what to do because they have no idea. And money, go on market cap here. Oof. Same as it was yesterday. So it's gone 95 million up to 98 million. Knocking on the door of 100 million. That would be quite something. And look at this. We haven't looked at the short positions for a while. Or the short ratio is still only 0.2%. Looks like the longs are getting more confident. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Short ratio was a point. Oh, look at that. Almost 0.4 there. Still hasn't reached a percent though. Back down to 0.2. So misguided. Unbelievable. And this, yeah, had a little win today. Look at these bursts of prices going up. So this is the price trying to break out and then being artificially suppressed again. But they won't be able to do it forever. Look, another green candle there. Look at that. That suggests to me that the price is trying to break out and they're having trouble suppressing it. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, look at that. You can see it more against the USD. Wow. Wow. And let's have a look at this orange gateway. So just 30th there. Oh, this is Bitcoin versus Gregcoin. Can't really see too much there. What does this look like? This very odd. Very odd movements in price here. I would suggest something is happening with the price. We're gonna be expecting something soon. But let's get to some 365 days of Bitcoin history. On the 30th of November 2013, on this day, the first viral image of someone in a crowd holding up a Bitcoin sign was taken. The image later developed as a hashtag of original Bitcoin sign guy. The sign read, "Hi Mum, send B," with a QR code displayed. Look at that, original Bitcoin sign guy. Loving that. Loving that. Hi Mum, send Bitcoin. Brilliant. Brilliant. People inspired by Bitcoin back then. And what, 2013, we're looking at prices that we're looking at today. That's crazy. 30th November 2013 marked the date of Bitcoin's second ever significant price shakeout. Bitcoin broke 1K for the first time on the 28th of November 2013. And on the 30th of November 2013, it peaked at $1,206. And this was back in 2013. They said up almost 100x from $12.60, and we're only just slightly above that now. On 30th November 2012, to then drop significantly to a low of around $700. The price retested the top on the 4th of December 2013, but then fell under bear market conditions for almost 2 years. Again, price manipulation is what we were seeing there. On the 30th November 2018, the MetaNet is the creation of nChain's chief scientist, Dr. Craig S. Wright, who announced the project during his November 30th speech at the CoinGeek Week conference held in London at Blackfriars. I remember that one. There we go. So that's where he mentioned the MetaNet. And again, when he mentioned MetaNet there, that's when suddenly, Facebook changed their name to Meta and the Metaverse appeared and all this crap. He was the first one ever to mention MetaNet. And that was 30th November 2018. What a fantastic date that is. Fantastic date. What does it say here? Is it still... Oh, it's not showing anymore. But we remember. Fantastic. Right, there we go. We'll leave it there. That's an 18-minute show. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in... to the usual routine tomorrow because I've just sorted myself out. But until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.